Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I have today with me Brother Raafat, who is the AGM and also head of review for Sharia Review Bureau. Brother, I've got some questions and clarification which has been asked and raised by few of these individuals who are interested to take financing from EQRAZ. I understand that EQRAZ has taken the entire Sharia guidance of structures, documentation, processes from Sharia Review Bureau. So with that in mind, I would like to post a few questions, and if you can kindly reply to them. First of all, if you can explain to us what is Sharia Review Bureau all about, when it was established, its workings, who are the people who are guiding us from Sharia in terms of your scholar board, which countries you're working in, how big is your network in terms of your reach. Then we come to EQRAZ in terms of your giving guidance to EQRAZ to create its Sharia compliant product. And how would you ensure that Sharia is maintained, the compliance is maintained at EQRAZ? When you look at EQRAZ applying the Sharia structures, how would you do the Sharia audit? Are these audit reports available? Are they actionable? And last but not the least, how can I, as a consumer, take comfort that I have someone like Sharia Review Bureau who is there to make sure that Sharia compliant is there end to end? So I'm sorry, it's a bit of long ask, but I appreciate your response. Thank you.
You are most welcome, no problem. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala ashraf al-anbiya wal mursaleen, Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'ahu bi ihsanin ila yawmiddin, amma ba'd. Thank you for having me, Brother Mu'in, and just a small brief about Sharia Review Bureau. Sharia Review Bureau is a Bahraini entity licensed by the Central Bank of Bahrain, established in 2004, with a network of scholars, more than 37 scholars from 13 countries. The company originally started or established to do the Sharia audit, internal Sharia audit. However, later on, we have added the services of appointing the Sharia Supervisory Board for the entity, reviewing for the reviewing of the documentation and issuing the Sharia compliance certificate for the product's documentation, and finally do the Sharia review and certification, of course, and consultation and Sharia audit. Regarding the scholars of Sharia Review Bureau, as I mentioned, mashallah, we have the largest network of scholars, more than 36 scholars in our network. These scholars covering the 4 madhahibs, and they speak multiple languages. This gave us the ability to serve our international portfolio of clients. We have more than 140 clients in our portfolio from a lot of countries. I don't recall the number now. We have from Canada, as yourself, and we have from France, we have from the Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan. We have from the region, of course, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, because our biggest market is in Saudi Arabia. For EQRAZ particularly, we are taking care of the Sharia governance framework of EQRAZ. What that means? That means that, first of all, we have appointed a Sharia Supervisory Board for EQRAZ. There are 4 scholars. One is Sheikh Muhammad Ahmed, then Sheikh Dr. Salah bin Fahad al-Shilhu, and Sheikh Dr. Irshad Ahmed Ijaz, and Sheikh Faraz Adam. These 4 scholars have been appointed independently. We as SRB is acting as the admin or secretariat between EQRAZ and the Sharia board, whereas EQRAZ shared the documentation of the products, the activities, the transaction with us, and we present these documentation to the Sharia board, and then we take the comments of the Sharia board and suggested changes and recommendation, and we go back to EQRAZ in order to implement these changes and recommendation. And then after fixing all the matters related to the product, the Sharia board will have a final look on the final documentation. Then if they are happy with everything, we will issue the Sharia certificate. So basically, SRB is the admin entity between the Sharia Supervisory Board and the client here is EQRAZ. This is not the only part we are doing. We are doing also the Sharia audit. The Sharia audit is a must in SRB as a corporate policy in order to ensure that the client is executing the transactions of the product as per the approved guidelines by the Sharia Supervisory Board. So our auditors, we have, mashallah, a team of more than 14 auditors, Sharia auditors. They contact the client to agree upon on the timing and the audit cycle and the requirements. After that, they will take a sample of the executed transaction in order to audit them as per the guidelines approved by the Sharia board. These Sharia audit is basically to ensure that the company is executing the product as per the agreed upon guidelines and Sharia principles. After finalizing the Sharia audit, the report will be submitted to the Sharia board for their review, and sometimes they will ask for a meeting with the client to discuss these observations. If, God forbid, there is a high risk observation, there are, let's say, for example, a multiple transaction were executed in not Sharia compliant manner or executed wrongly. So the Sharia board will have a meeting with the client in order to discuss the reasons for this execution and what is the corrective measure to ensure that these mistakes will never happen again, and also to agree and discuss and agree what is the appropriate action for the profit generated from these transactions. Sometimes the Sharia board will instruct the company to purify the profit generated from these transactions. This is a matter of an insurance. The audit is given assurance for the stakeholders who are dealing with the client that they are doing the transaction in a Sharia compliant manner, from regulator perspective, from shareholder perspective, from Sharia board perspective, from clients, customers who are dealing with the client, of course. This will give assurance for all stakeholders that the transaction are executed in a Sharia compliant manner. I think this answer your third question, Brother Mu'in. If you have any additional question, please let me.
Thank you very much. I think this answers all the queries that we have. We appreciate your kind response back. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakumullah. Thank you.